as well as over for tomorrow. Most of the rainfall for this evening is expected over the eastern parts of the country, where it's mostly isolated showers and thunder showers with a bit of fog patches over the escarpment of Mpumalanga for this evening. Moving over into tomorrow, we're still expecting more fog patches along the escarpment of Limpopo and Mpumalanga, spreading over into KwaZulu-Natal as well as the Eastern Cape. Most of the rainfall will be some drizzle in the morning, as well as with those fog patches in the escarpment, as well as the fog patches all over the western parts of the country. In the afternoon, we're expecting high fire danger conditions over the eastern parts of the Northern Cape, which is a warning that was issued out by the South African Weather Service. Now looking over into our overnight minimum temperatures, we're expecting warm conditions over the eastern parts with a minimum of 11 over Ermelo. We're also expecting along the coastal regions some warm conditions, Port Elizabeth reaching a minimum of 18 degrees and Cape Town reaching a minimum of 12 degrees. Now looking over into our provincial forecast, partly cloudy conditions over Gauteng for tomorrow, where we're expecting warm conditions. Pretoria will have a maximum of 32 degrees, Johannesburg 30, and for Eniging, nice and warm at 30 degrees. Over into Limpopo, we're expecting some morning fog patches over the escarpment with some drizzle that's expected mostly in the morning. Tando will peak at 32 degrees, and Polokwane will be nice and warm at 32 degrees. Over into the western parts, Lephalale will be a little bit warmer with a high of 36 degrees. And in Mpumalanga, we're also expecting morning fog patches over the escarpment. Ermelo will peak at 26 degrees in the afternoon, and over into the extreme western parts, Ermelo, or rather Middelburg, will be nice and warm at 28 degrees. Over into KwaZulu-Natal, we're expecting nice and warm conditions along the coastal regions. Durban will be a high of 26 degrees. Over into the interior, partly cloudy conditions are expected at Ladysmith with a high of 29 degrees. Over into the Eastern Cape, it will be mostly sunny over the province of the Eastern Cape. We're expecting Makhanda to peak at 25 degrees, and over into the interior, Cradock will have a high of 30 degrees, and Graafrenet will be nice and sunny with a high of 30 degrees. Over into the Western Cape, we're expecting mostly partly cloudy conditions along the coastal regions, but over into the interior, nice and sunny with Worcester peaking at 32 degrees and Clan-Williams peaking at 33 degrees. Along the coastal regions, Mossel Bay will be partly cloudy, but cloudy in the morning, peaking at 25 degrees in the afternoon, and Cape Agulhas will be nice and warm in the afternoon at a high of 25 degrees. Over into the Northern Cape, we're expecting mostly sunny conditions over the entire province. Morning fog patches are expected along the coastal regions. Springbok will peak at 33 degrees, and along the southern parts, Sutherland will be a high of 31 degrees, and Calvinia will peak at 33 degrees. Over into the interior, Uppington will be nice and warm with a high of 36 degrees. We're looking over into the Free State, partly cloudy conditions can be expected. Kroonstad will have a high of 30 degrees, and over into Welkom, we're expecting a high of 30 degrees. And finally, over into the Northwest Province, we're expecting nice and warm. Partly cloudy conditions are also expected in the Northwest Province. Warm conditions are expected at Ottosdal with a high of 35 degrees. And over into Vryburg, we're expecting a nice and warm day with a high of 35 degrees. And that's all we have time for. Stay tuned to SABC News.